This lesson introduces one exercise is called as a SmartTv class. So we have states or data field in Java class, channel, volume, power. Also we have a behavior. We can turn on TV, adjust the volume, change the channels. Also we have two constructors, one with default, one with certain values. Getters, setters, toString methods. Then also we need to create two objects based on SmartTv class. Then we should be able to change the behavior of SmartTv objects. Please read the description for a while. So we have a class name, I say SmartTv. So let me identify data field. We have a channel, eventually will be volume, Wi-Fi, and then power. I think that's all for now. And no argument constructor. So constructor has the same name as a class, and no parameter for no argument constructors. And second constructor has three data field. One is channel. Sorry, two of them, no, three of them. Correct. Channel, volume, Wi-Fi. It means that we should be able to construct the object with three parameter without any parameter. And we have getter and setter methods. It will take a bit of time, so let me just repeat. One get channel, another one set channel, then we will continue. Like get volume, set volume, get Wi-Fi, set Wi-Fi, and so on. We are not doing coding here, so let me just simplify, okay? Just list the name of methods. At least the set, we are going to set new value for channel and then volume. So let me put it that, okay, Wi-Fi. It should be on and off. And then power on and off. Or we can say true and false. Basically a Boolean data type. And then next one we have two string methods, and that will return string description for TV. Basically string description for TV object. So toString. And we're going to have a test program that create two objects and then play with the behavior of two TV objects. Okay. These are class SmartTv class. First block represent data field, four of them. Second one, we have two constructors. One is default constructor. Next one, constructor with three parameters. And then we have methods. Normally called as getters, setters, and then toString methods. So states based on data field, we are going to have two objects. So let me visualize it. Same idea. Object reference variable that based on SmartTv class. There will be another object reference variable according to SmartTv class. So I will call it as a SmartTv1. The second object I will simply say SmartTv number 2. So that's the interpretation of that exercise. Let's create a project. This time I'm going to create project without main class. So empty project. I will use the default package. The first one I will say SmartTv. Let me put some comments. Let's begin with data field, then constructor, then methods. So data field, you have to make a decision for data type for channel. If you think of your remote controller, we have numbers, so int. Let's say default channel is 1. We have a volume. Again, should be an integer, like a volume 1 to 50. Again, default volume level is 1. Then Wi-Fi is normally we say on and off, so we say Boolean type. I will use the same name, Wi-Fi, which let's say default value false. So again, next one, the power. We can power on TV or off. So I will just say Boolean power. So next one is constructor. Let me begin with default constructor. I will use a public access modifier. Again, the constructor name should be same as the class name. There's no return type. So that's the default constructor, no implementation as well. This time we have 3 parameters. So I will say int channel. And then int volume, and then last one is Boolean Wi-Fi. Make sure it's in order. When you construct objects, the order of the parameter is important. So channel volume Wi-Fi, okay? Again, we are using these keywords. Channel, again, volume equal to volume. So that when we have a multiple objects, each object refers to its own. So basically say we are looking at instance variable, channel, volume, Wi-Fi, that refers to its own object. So let me repeat one by one what we call as getters and setters. So I may end up with the 4 pairs of getters and setters. Again, idea is we should be able to access the projects of a SmartTV class. So let me repeat multiple times. Okay. Again, that should be channel typo. CHA. For simplicity, I will just use the get and set. In practice, we may like to use something more meaningful, like a channel up and down. Same story, we are going to use get volume, set volume. In practice, you may prefer to have a volume up and down. Again, Wi-Fi, you may say Wi-Fi on and off instead of saying get Wi-Fi, set Wi-Fi. Again, let me just keep it as it is for simplicity. Reporting to getter and setter methods. You may pause this video for a while, then you can type it by yourself. Then you can double check later on after you resume this video. Okay, last one should be public string, toString. And then printed a description of SmartTV. Basically printed out everything to do with data field. So let me put some label. Say channel, volume, Wi-Fi, and power, and then I'll print its own value that refers to channel, volume, Wi-Fi, and power. Again, this one returns string value, so I should have a return statement. But again, this has a return type string, so I will change with the return statement. Okay. Looks a bit funny, so let me make a minor change. That one got to go, and maybe I change the to continuous statement. I think so. It can be a to statement because I like to keep the columns up to 80 columns. for each line. Okay, so that's the toString, returning string value, description of Smart TV. Okay, that's the last description we have. So now let's make an application called Smart TV app that's going to include main methods. So that we can construct two objects, change the behavior, then print it out the actual value associated with two objects using toString methods. Okay. I will use default constructor to construct one object, so-called SmartTV1. I'm going to use another constructor for SmartTV2 that has a preset values of 3 parameters: channel, volume, Wi-Fi, and so on. Okay. TV1 using default constructor. We have to use a new keywords. Smart TV, no parameter, that refers to default constructor of Smart TV class. Let me use toString that will return string value, so we need to print by ourselves. That's it. So it's going to print default value. So we have a Smart TV number 1 object of Smart TV class, and toString method will print it out default value. Okay, channel 1. Channel has a 1, volume 1, Wi-Fi false, and then power false. Okay, so let me just put some comma so that will be more readable, I guess. And then power. Okay, now we can change behavior of the object using methods. Belongs to Smart TV class. So one of them is coded as a set channel. Default channel is number 1. We change to 10. Again, TV1. Set Wi-Fi. We can turn on the Wi-Fi. The default is off. So we know how to change the behavior. Channel is now become number 10, and the Wi-Fi is on. Wi-Fi is on. It's coded as a no argument or default constructor. So let's create another object. This time I'm using a constructor with 3 parameters. It's basically saying that we can construct the object with a preset of a Smart TV object. So here we can say Smart TV. Here I say channel, integer, Boolean. So we can put, let me just print it out first, say TV2. Again, that's the default value using default constructor. So here we are going to add again channel, volume, Wi-Fi. Let's say channel 11. Volume is 10. Wi-Fi is on. It's a Boolean value, so I will say true. So we created two objects. The first one is using default constructor. Second one using constructor with 3 parameters. But here, if you look at the data field, belongs to two objects. We use the default access modifier. It means that we can actually change the value. SmartTV channel, let's say 20. That should not be allowed, because if you want to change the channel, you have to use the remote controller that comes with a SmartTV or TV, isn't it? This one, someone is overriding TV channel manually. So we should be able to protect the data, or we call it as a data field encapsulations or information hiding. Okay. We say private access modifier. It's a good practice. By default, you should consider declaring all data fields as private, unless it's necessary for other modifiers. Keep it as a private by default. Now here it says that we have no access to channel. A data field belongs to that SmartTV1 object. Only way we can change the value is using methods belongs to that SmartTV objects class. Okay, let me think about it. So if you look at here, in terms of naming, okay, for example, get channel seems okay, set channel seems okay, but in practice, what we do is, if you look at the remote controller, there's a small button, looks like a plus or minus or up and down arrow. That's what we call as a channel up and down, isn't it? So we should be able to implement the idea using methods. So say public void channel up. We don't need a return type. We should be able to change the channel when we press that button. So say channel plus plus. Okay. But think about it again. If your SmartTV is on, we can change the value. If it's not, we won't be able to change the value. So we have to make sure that we deal with the condition. If the power is true, which means that the SmartTV is already on, and then let's say channel is less than 100, then we should be able to change the channel. Again, I assume that your SmartTV has a channel up to 100. So when you reach the 100, you won't be able to go up. Again, there will be another one, channel down. Please try by yourself. It's almost identical. Say channel, you can go down up to 1. So channel less than 1, channel minus minus. We do the same thing for volume up. Normally we have that button on remote controller as well. No return type. So the data field is volume plus plus. Again, same condition should apply. So we got to be a bit more careful. Say if the power is on, which is true, then we can increase the volume. Again, I'm going to put an arbitrary number 50, saying that my smart TV can go up to volume 50. Then it will stop. So TV is already on, and volume can go up to 50. And then again, you can do same thing, volume down. Please try by yourself. So when you think about it here, those two methods we just implemented, I will play with the smart TV number 2. Say up, or volume up. Let's say I pressed volume up button once. So volume level will go up by 1, and then I press one more time, and then one more. So basically I press 3 times. So if you look at the volume, default volume was 1, and if you look at the constructor on line number 20, is 10. Okay, so 10 increased by 1, so become 11, and then line number 22, 12, and 13. Look at the line number 20, channel is 11, so if I say channel up, we end up with 12. Okay. So if you look at it here, okay, it doesn't work. Okay, let me have a look. If you look at here, channel should be 13. Well, I mean 12. Volume supposed to be 13. If it doesn't, okay. So if you look at the condition, the power supposed to be on, but if you look at my constructor, power is actually off. So whatever you do with the remote controller, it doesn't change the channel because your TV is still off. So let me turn it on. Again, I will say true. Okay, something wrong with the parameter. Let me check. Okay, set power. I forgot to put Boolean power. I need the parameter. Okay, sorry. So now I will say true, so I can turn on TV. Then I can change the volume up 3 times and channel up once. So now it's power on. Now we can change channel to 12 and volume up from 10 to 11, 12, 13. That's correct. Okay, I think so. Yes. Seems like it'll be inconvenient, so let me make a minor change for our constructor, because we should be able to, when we construct the object, we assume that smart TV is already on, instead of we turn it on by ourselves, like this one, first one. We should be able to say that when we have a smart TV object, it is already on. Again, depends, but we assume that it is already on. So instead of adding that number, we can play with the constructor. So let me go back here. Even SmartTv, the default constructor, we can use overloading constructor. Basically saying we can use these keywords. We can set the parameter. Basically saying invoking second constructor. So according to parameter, we have a channel, volume, and Wi-Fi, which is premium value. So I say number 1 and 1 and true. So we can change the data field to be 0, and 0 refers to all default value. Or you can change back to 1, it's up to you. Normally data field we like to use default value. And then when we construct the objects, we can initialize the objects using default constructor. So let me change to 0, 0, okay. So we have a default constructor, and that's going to initialize variable. And then it's going to set all those things. So let me just make a comment. Say now it works exactly the same. We initialize object using overloading methods. Here call line number 19. This 1 true means we are invoking second constructor using overloading methods. But again, in practice, it should be we should be able to assume that when we have a SmartTv object, we have the power is already on. So I should say power. So let me change to I made a minor change to second constructor. I will say true. So as long as we construct the object, we assume that the SmartTv object is already on, so that we can change the volume channels right away. Of course, we should be able to turn off the TV manually. So if we say SmartTv 1 set power true false, you can still turn off. Okay. Still that line number 18 doesn't work. Okay. So you have to make a comments. Let me run it again. So exactly the same. Again, this is a more practical way of using constructors. Okay, so you should be able to see multiple constructor, default constructor, construct with one parameter, and then on maybe 2 or 3 or 4, all these different combination of data field will be given in the different constructors. That's all. Thank you.